Hi, this is Simon Gongora, and in the next video clip I'm going to demonstrate how our nurse leader rounding program works. Before I do that, I'd like to talk a little bit about the picture that you see here. We could see the nurse leader at the bedside, and the nurse leader has an iPad and is there next to the diagram of a sample hospital department. And it could be anywhere from 15, 10 patient rooms, as many 30 or 40 patient rooms. But this is the daily nurse leader rounding that happens in every department. And the unique feature, the key feature for our program is the ability to be able to send instantly a patient alert or a patient concern to the patient's nurse and simultaneously to the nurse station. So if a patient alert is identified or a patient concern, it is sent instantly to both places. And over at the nurse station, we have also a couple of other kiosks. Well, we have 3 in total. We have an alerts concerns kiosk. Let me go ahead and pan and show you that kiosk. And so right now there are no patient alerts or concerns. We have the resolved alerts concerns kiosk, okay, and also we have a nurse leader rounding stats kiosk. And I'm also showing you here an iPhone that has the same page as the alerts concerns kiosk. The reason for having the iPhone, I'd like to show you that particular link can be sent to you, and it could be viewed on any smartphone anywhere in the world. Okay, let's go back here and then let me here show you the patient's nurse. So we're mirroring the image from the patient's nurse over to this monitor. And so this is a simulated nurse workstation on a Welch Allen. Okay, so let's go back here to what the nurse sees. And so this is what the nurse sees, and it's minimized on the patient's nurse PC. Okay, let's go ahead and do a one question example. Okay, so this is going to be for patient in room 100. Okay, and we'll go ahead and start the session. So these are the questions that the nurse leader has on the iPad. And as you can see, they're all on one page. And so very easy to select your response. For this example, by selecting very poor, it'll go instantly over to the patient's nurse PC and to the alerts concerns kiosk. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. Let me show you, before I do that, here's the kiosk over at the nurse's station. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and select here the very poor, and within seconds it'll be populated over at with the nurse PC, and here we see now it's now populated here on the alerts concerns kiosk. So now we have it at both places on the patient's nurse PC and the alerts concerns kiosk over at the nurse's station. And as you can see, let me pan, as you can see, it's also being shown on the iPhone. Okay, and or whatever smartphone you would have. And we have a color code to the alerts and to the concerns. So for a designated amount of time, it'll remain in this color. If it's not resolved, it'll change to another color. And it'll be shown at the nurse's station, and also, of course, with the patient's nurse PC. A very important component of our program is resolving the alert or concern, okay? And that is very easy. Let me go ahead and show you. So basically what the patient's nurse would do would be go ahead and click on the room number for that particular patient, and I'll show you here on the larger monitor. Here we have, I'm going to go ahead and scroll. This is for the patient in room 100. And so in this area, we would need a comment. It requires a comment. So the patient's nurse would just put something very briefly, spoke to doctor and now can give 200 milligrams or something like that. We could go ahead and now click resolved, and by clicking save, it's going to go ahead and change the color on that particular alert at the nurse's station and also on the patient's nurse PC. So I'm going to go ahead and click save, and quickly let me go ahead and pan over to the nurse's station, and good, we caught it. There it is. It changed to green. And let me go ahead and show you on the patient's nurse PC, and here it's still showing up in the previous color, but it'll be now as soon as it refreshes. Now it has changed to green. So within seconds it'll be populated, and then within seconds it'll disappear. Or if we discharge the patient, that particular alert or concern will not be shown, and if it's not resolved, it'll also change in colors. Okay. Now let me go ahead and show you a little bit on our the other two kiosks. This kiosk that you're seeing now is the Resolved Alerts Concerns kiosk. This is in real time. So as the alert is being resolved, it is shown on this particular kiosk. It'll give you the time that we're taking a picture of all of the a picture in time of those alerts that have been resolved. For example, here you see 35 have been resolved since nurse leader rounding this morning. Now we have 39. And on the red bar, you see it's increasing and getting to 82, because that particular morning we had a total of 82 alerts and concerns. So right now at 12:24 midday, we're about midway, like 57%. So it's based on 100%, and so 100% of 82. And so here we see 50, 53, and so on. And the goal, of course, was to try to resolve every alert and concern on that particular day. The other kiosk is the Nurse Leader Rounding Stats kiosk. This is a beautiful kiosk because it will show every nurse, every staff member for that particular department exactly what the stats were for yesterday. For example, info in writing. Did the patient receive information in writing? There was 60%. And do they understand the reason for taking my meds? Well, 68%. And so it gives you the date, the acknowledgement. These were all the staff members that were acknowledged yesterday. You had 58% of your patients that had a problem with pain. There was 72% of your patients with a nurse communication problem or situation, etc. So this particular kiosk has a one-day delay because it's giving you the stats for yesterday. Okay, and well, great. We look forward to seeing you at AONE in Fort Worth this year in 2016. We're going to be there demonstrating our program. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in Fort Worth.